I feel it getting close, I feel the joy in the air. Everybody's going home to the people they care for the most. And I'm on my way, 'cause you're my happy holiday. Na, 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 na. You're my happy holiday. Na, 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 na. You're my happy holiday. Na, 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 na. You're my happy holiday. Na, 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 na. You're my happy holiday. Turning down our road, I'm like a kid again. I can't wait to see all of my family and all of my friends. And I'm on my way, 'cause you're my happy holiday. Na, 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 na. You're my happy holiday. Na, 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 na. You're my happy holiday. You're my happy holiday. You're my happy holiday. We'll tell stories, make our own. We'll sing songs the whole world knows. Oh, oh. Everyone we love is here, drinking up the season's cheer. Oh, oh. Na 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 na. You're my happy holiday. 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 It is Christmas time.
If you were hearing all that, I'm having a great conversation. There we go. Hi. Wait. Happy holidays. Welcome to What Up Wednesday. I hope you're all good. Oh, and of course I'm getting a phone call right now that I can't answer. We're off to a great start. How's the balance of the music and the voice now that you can hear? And actually, you probably can't hear the music. You know, I was so concerned about getting all of the sound effects and the new stuff. This OS is not supported. No wonder everything's broken. Thanks, Loopback. Oh my goodness. That explains everything. What do you think? Should I like update Loopback while we're talking? Why not? Check for updates. Install update. This is insane. Yes, I updated Adventure this weekend. I'm not a monster. I hope you're having a fantastic holiday. Winding down, getting to those magical, magical times where every person's thought turns to Netflix. So this is what I was talking about when I was muting myself. I was thinking about what I was going to do for watching activities this season, and I'm looking for your suggestions. I've often done a Harry Potter marathon, but I'm a little off that right now. I'm just not sure if I want to vote with my dollars that way. So I thought, why not ask you fine folk? What binge were I have to get up fairly early in the morning. I am going to be speaking on what would you call office hours? If any of you know of Alex Lindsay and Office Hours, it's a show. It's a show for audiovisual tech nerds. And I'm going to be talking on it. Why? Because I'm cute, obviously. Okay, there we go. Loopback's ready to use, so I might be able to bring the sound effects in now. Just, you know, sip your drinks. Sip your drinks. Ecamm mic. There you go. Now I'm going to change this. Hold the phone. How's the music now that it's working? Oh, minus 31. Jamal, you're home. I'm looking at this right now, and this is very much what we're experiencing. So of all of you jerks who are like, oh, it's 15 degrees in the UK, and Shane is all bragging about it being 15 in New Zealand and all that stuff. Yeah, minus 31. That's the life we're living right now. And there we go. Jamal, you're the one who came back. You didn't have to get on the flight. That's your own choice. There you go. Here we go. Thank you, Rachel. Did my nails last night. You love the Christmas tree. Thank you. All the Christmas decorations. I worked really hard on these. The snow has been particularly difficult to wrangle. There we go. So hopefully the music's playing now. Let me know. Hi, Everson. Good to see you. I hope your holidays, whatever you do celebrate at this time of year, if it's just that North America shuts up for a few days, you can celebrate that. I'd celebrate that. I hope you're having a good one. Yes. What do you mean early? Yes, voice, no music. Okay. Yes. And I actually turned off Discord, so I'll start it again, but I noticed myself. So there we go. Okay, so I'm going to ignore all of those comments. Let's see. Steve was happy. The sound missing gave you a chance to make a... Look, I'm here to facilitate your holiday imbibing, your holiday joy. How does everybody like my sweater? It's not my sweater. It's my friend Sky's. So Sky, wait. I'm gonna pull this off the screen. There we go. Sky, thank you very much for lending me your very, very ugly Christmas sweater. It is hot, slightly uncomfortable, and truthfully just as savage looking as I was hoping. So it's got lots of things. It's got green, it's got blue, it's just, oh, it's all over the place. You know what, Dunn? Maybe I just don't care, right? I just don't care. I'm just kidding. Okay, let's see what's happening. Everybody's back. That sounds very judgmental, Andrew, to be talking about this being early to drink. So I'm gonna allow you to correct your tone in my mind, and that you're actually celebrating along with me. This is my annual tradition, is celebrating with all of my friends in all of the time zones And it would be rude of me. It would be very rude of me not to have a beverage. The music is loud. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Sound effects. I'm just figuring out how to do this. And it's not easy, friends. A little guitar there. Okay. I know how to do this. I'm going to stop it for a minute. I'm going to look at it and I'm going to turn this volume down. Okay. Hopefully that's better. That seems a lot better in my own earphones, so let me know. The Born trilogy is a holiday staple. Good idea. I haven't borned for a while. There's been a lack of borning in my life, so I like that idea. That's excellent. Okay. There we go. Does a hockey ball break at -31? Does the Pope shit in the woods? Does a bear shit in the woods? 2 out of my 3 swears, I just used them up on a very bad joke. You're a sucker for cringy Christmas movies. Yeah, I don't know. The mic not working, Faf. Okay, right. Okay, there we go. I don't know, Jamal. I'm not the boss of you. Did you have a choice? There's a Simpsons joke. The temperature out there is 40 below. Fahrenheit or Celsius. First one and then the other. I don't know. There you go. There you go. It's always 5 o'clock somewhere. Exactly, Sebastian. I am a woman of the world. I am a global citizen. I am not bound by such arbitrary rules as time zones. So yes, over the years of playing, we used to actually have competitions as to who could break more balls. We wouldn't tell our coach that we had that competition, but we did that. Jamal will totally understand what I'm talking about. Godders, it's great to see you. You're having a holiday in Ecuador in the Galapagos? Or you had one? Wow, I would love to see some photos. So you get yourself in the off-topic channel in the Discord. I want to see some photos of this. It sounds amazing. You'll put whiskey in your coffee. Absolutely, But look, you don't have to drink to have a good time. It just makes it a little easier. That's okay, Stain. You missed me just completely messing up the beginning. As always, everybody's talking about. Okay, Sebastian, Love Actually, The Holiday, Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, you have your list of 15 shows that your family watches. I don't know about Love Actually. I don't know if I can do that this year. I'm just like not romance in me right now. No, I'm very practical minded. There you go. Does that? Yes, the Transformers absolutely qualifies, Everson. That's a fantastic idea. Transformers, that'd be fun. There you go. I don't know what this is, but it's funny. And it made me laugh. Okay. I'm getting other update things on my screen. Very bad. Okay. Look, we are going to talk about hockey in a second. I think it was Perry a few weeks ago was like, you know what? I like your show, but you really need to get to the meat of the matter much sooner. And I'm like, yeah, I do. Squirrel. Wait.
Squirrel.
Why did I have to say it? I have a button for that. Simon Beggs here. Oh, great to see you. I hope you're wearing a suitable jumper. If you are, send me a photo and I would like to see it. Yes, we want photos in the off-topic channel, but you will also get fined for posting holiday pics in the off channel. Look, it's the natural progression of things. Of course you'll get fined. You'll get fined for having a great time. It's just the thing. What does C.S. Lewis keep in his wardrobe? None of your business. Yes, you will, Mike. That was terrible. I did say it better. Okay, this is what we're doing today. Because last year we did games. This year, hockey umpiring still needs some talking about. It needs some discussion. So we're here for that. This is what we're doing this year. Wait, where are my topics? Are you serious? Yeah, it's busted, you guys. This is just... I spent 10 hours on this show yesterday. 10 hours. 10 hours. And it was good. It was a good show. It was going to be a great show. Let me see if I do this and if I can fix it on the fly. Nope. It doesn't want it. This scene broke last night. Okay. Wait. This is what we're going to talk about. Imagine sleigh bells. We're going to talk about a video referral overrule. The internet is abuzz. Is this a drag on a penalty stroke? Question mark. Is this diving? Question mark. We're now up to 3. We might get to a collision misconduct, which is number 4, and a shootout retake, number 5. But I make no promises because...
Squirrel!
Okay. Do we just get to nominate random topics? Yes, you do. Okay, because this is also an Ask Me Anything. Mostly because this is your opportunity for me to make poor live streaming choices. Because Prosecco. So if you have a question you want to ask me, I will very likely answer it. Not guaranteed, but I will very likely answer it. And I will do so in between the serious questions. And then when we run out of time, we will head into the Discord, back to the local, and I will answer all the questions that I decided I wasn't going to answer on live. Yeah, topics are dead just in time for the holidays. It's just brutal. Yes. I don't know what's happening in this conversation, but it's probably very good. You're all... Oh my God, Steve. They all came out of the closet. There you go. Ask me anything, wine or beer. Okay, I'll clear this up right now. Yope, you're new. You're new to this. You're new to my milieu, my environment, and clearly, girl goes for wine. It is the only way to go. It's my only chance of staying alive. Beer has too much sugar in it. Best puns of 2022 for topic 6. That will be in the server. And I will be getting myself a drink while you're all sharing them. There you go. Liam Neeson or Daniel Craig? That's hard. Normally I'd say Liam Neeson because of the accent. However, there is a Twitter account called And Now The Weekend. And every Friday, it is Daniel Craig when he was hosting Saturday Night Live. Somebody's got to Google this like right now. He's hosting Saturday Night Live. The Weeknd is the guest. And Daniel Craig just stands there and he says, and now, The Weeknd. And it is magic. It is the sexiest thing that's ever been said. So I'll have to go Daniel Craig. There you go. There we go. Okay, I'm going to stock some of these up so I can get into some of the content. Oh my God. How come I can't star any of these? I'm being punished for something, you know? I don't know. Oh, you, Steven. Good shout. Good shout. Really tough. And Benedict? Oh, God. Okay, I'm going to save that. There you go. Okay, here we go. Topic number 1. Holy smokes! They're all broken. You guys, I don't even know what's happened to Ecamm. If David Hunt is still here, David, do you know what's happened to Ecamm and why it's broken? This is going to make this show really, really bad if I can't show any videos. Holy smokes, you guys. Okay. You know what? You know what? I can do this. I can do this. It's going to take me a hot minute, so keep going with the AMA questions. Ask each other anything. It's just not even showing videos at all. Autoplay video files. Play them at all. That would be nice. I don't know what to do. You tell me. What am I gonna do without any videos to show you? Are we just gonna have to AMA this and shelve this until next year? I think that's what's gonna happen. I'm not dead! The parrot is just sleeping, you guys. It's just sleeping. I'll try one more time, okay? Don't give up. Don't give up so soon, Keely. Just don't give up. Like, honestly, what's happened? This... Let's see if this works. Okay. Okay, so full screen video doesn't work. Small screen video does. Good news. Good news. We just don't have the sound. Okay. We're good. We're good. I'm gonna drain this. Just kidding. Okay. Whew. This is what the internet's been talking about. This was the 5th, 6th match. Of course, it's got to be one of the most contentious things that happens in a tournament. The 5th, 6th match at the Hockey Nations Cup, which is the new qualifier for the FIH Pro League. The winner has the opportunity, although is not required, to enter into the Pro League in the 2023-24 season out of this tournament. Obviously, these two teams are not in contention. Pardon me for that. This play happens in the 4th quarter with 4 minutes to go in a tie game. Big, big deal. Big call. Thanks very much. Down it. There you go. Yeah. We're going back to the previous fouls. And unfortunately, if we were able to play the sound on these full videos, I can explain to you that the on-pitch umpire here controlling this circle, it's Imke, Dan, and Joop. Can you tell me if I've pronounced that right? Imke. She calls a free hit on this play. And as she explains when she takes the video referral upstairs to my friend Vilma, she says that the decision she made was for a free hit for the collision and the obstruction on the goalkeeper that happens right here. After that occurs, she says, very audibly to the video umpire, there was a shot at goal and it hit a player's body. On that basis, Japan is asking for a penalty corner. I don't think there's any doubt that that would have been a penalty stroke. So That's not the material thing here. And Korea, my bad. Korea is looking for, obviously, a penalty stroke on this. And after analysis of the scene, the video umpire comes back down and recommends a penalty stroke be awarded to Korea in this moment. And then what happens is, let me see if I can pull the full... I'm going to pull the full thing in the scene so you can see the body language between the umpires. Okay. On the fly here, people. On the fly. Okay. So you can see Korean player comes and asks the question. But we do know that there is a communication barrier in this moment. And she says the shot's on goal. You can see from the body language of the Korean player, it was a shot, it was on goal, and that sort of thing. And then here's the moment that Imke's speaking to Vilma and says, and she's very, very clear. She makes sure that the first thing she says is that I saw an obstruction on the goalkeeper over here. After that, there was a shot at goal. And it hit the player on the body. Can you look at the situation? Okay, so there's much review here. And what you'll end up seeing is once the decision comes back down, Imke then walks together with her colleague, Natalia Loderio from Uruguay, and they have a discussion. And Natalia really does back up what Imke was saying at the beginning when the referral first went up. So I saw obstruction, goalkeeper, that sort of thing. And Imke basically refuses the advice. Awards a free hit. Korea loses their referral. And play continues. Obviously, the Italian team was ecstatic because they were sure that this was going to end up being a penalty stroke. So, if you want to start a poll, Cat, maybe that'll work. The poll can be, do you believe that a pitch umpire should refuse the video umpire's advice in this case? Yes or no? Okay, let's see what you're saying. I'm not dead. Doesn't he say he'll bite your kneecaps off or something? Okay. Drinking makes everything better. God. Oh, is this a song? You're gonna have to teach this to me. Oh boy. I see some danger signs for EHL. Imke. Okay, Imke. Yeah, I know. That's going to be the least offensive mistake I make in the next hour. Okay, so Mike, some would question the distance between the last shot taker and the defender that gets hit by the ball, so worth considering danger. And yes, it is worth considering that, absolutely. And I think in this case, hang on, I'm going to sneeze. This is so great. And then, of course, I don't sneeze. I give up. I give up. Even my sneezes are broken. I think this is one of those situations that had, in watching this, you can see the body language. Sorry, I just wanted to highlight that again between the umpires and what their conversation is. And their conversation is being broadcast over the audio that we just can't hear. And I'll play it again from the beginning so you can see all of this. If I'm watching the Italian defender, she's not, you know, it's close in terms of proximity, but she's not attempting to close. She's not attempting to defend the ball. She's standing and taking a position in front of the goal. So I would also, if I'm not sure about the distance, I'd be looking at that body shape and I'd be processing in the moment. And that's how I'd be deciding that. It is definitely worth, worth thinking about for sure. We're doing everything live. You're right. Stefan, kia ora, sir. It's nice to see you. So that's a great question, Don. Why would we look at the distance? You're right. It's not a PC, so it doesn't technically apply. The guidance about drag flicks technically does not apply. But when it comes to shots inside the circle, we tend to use the 5-meter distance as a softer guideline to help us determine danger, because 5 meters is the distance in outdoor in which we believe, and the rules have taught us and enforced us, that that is the distance at which players can protect themselves. They have the time to react to most things. So when players have to be 5 meters away from a free hit, it's not just because it provides that much of an advantage to the attacking team, it also keeps the defending team safe because they can't be any closer to that ball. So that is one of the factors that gets taken into account. And then you look at height, you look at the number of people around the ball, you look at where the player is facing. Are they marking someone or not? Are they bent down or not? How fast is the ball going? A number of factors like that we've talked about. So I hope that helps, Don. It's good to understand that. It's to point that out is spot on, but we do look at that in the package of all of these things. Also, when somebody's closer than 5 meters, they probably are marking. You know, they're more likely to be. So it all kind of fits together, and it's not exclusive. It's just an all-inclusive bundle of factors that we weigh, and we attribute all these different things, and in a split second, we come up with a decision as to whether something's dangerous or not. So that's hopefully a fuller sort of explanation than that sort of thing. Okay, and true, and so that's why 5 meters is not the only thing. But in that PC situation, it's a very defined and limited action that's happening. The ball has been injected from the end line, from 10 meters away. Players have started on the end line and they're running out. And it's one player, it's a shot, it's all of these things. It's a very discrete situation that we don't have to calculate all those other things into it. All we have to look at is the distance and the height because it's a drag flick. So that's why it's such a firm rule there, and it's just one of the pieces of the puzzle that get applied everywhere else. Hope that helps. Okay, does the pitch get another look at the footage? Because surely this was considered by the VU, otherwise it's tough to ignore the advice. The VU should be clear that they think it was an obstruction. So to fill that in, and unfortunately you can't hear what the video umpire responds with, but she does not explain that. All she says is, I recommend that you restart with a penalty stroke. And Korea keep their referral. So Imka goes through the explanation very clearly, and the response that she gets doesn't make her feel confident that that was taken into account. If it was, and the response had been from Vilma, I saw that, I don't believe it was obstruction, I don't believe the defending team was disadvantaged, I don't think the goalkeeper would have gotten up anyway, they were down for the count, they were too far away, whatever the case might be. Obviously, they're not going to say all those things. But when you listen to somebody like Ayana explain her decisions, if she needs to go into a bit more detail, she makes sure she does, so that the pitch umpire is then armed with the tools to understand why the decision is going in a way that it does. And when we get to the shootout retake, you're not going to be able to hear it, but that's another example of Ayanna in action and how she explains that, so that when she comes up with what could have been a bit of a surprising result, it makes a lot more sense, and it helps the pitch umpire not just agree with that recommendation, be willing to take it, but also to be able to explain it to the players around, because they have the sell job to do after that. They often, because the sound isn't broadcast through the stadiums in most of these places, they have to translate. They have to transmit that information to the captain and other players of the teams. So it is really important. If the shot's dangerous, it's a free hit defense. Exception is when the defender stands in the goal line and prevents an otherwise highly probable goal. Yeah, it's a bit more, and I'm sure you wrote that before I went through all my explanation, but there are subtleties and nuances, Don, that I think are really important that we flesh out. And we have those in mind every time we make these discussions. And that's why I get really frustrated at discussions about dangerous shots on goal, because so many people don't want to talk about the nuances. They want a result that accords with their first initial reaction. I always try to arm you all with the principles, all the things that you think about, so that this is one example, but the principles allow you to apply that set to every decision you have to make, so you can do a better job and you can come up with a more accurate decision the next time. Because it really doesn't matter, right, what we think about this. Absolutely doesn't matter. What matters is, are we going through the exercise in our heads in a way that's productive and constructive so that we can do better? And we can continue to perform, and we can reflect a common consensus universal standard about what is danger. Even if that result will vary from time to time, because the details and the facts of the matter vary from time to time. Wow, this Prosecco's good. Okay. This is where the rugby TMO, sorry, that didn't come up, protocols might have it better. On the pitch, pitch referee is essentially permitted to determine the decision in consultation with the TMO. I think that's pretty important. There have been times in video referrals where there will be more exchange back and forth between the pitch umpire and the video umpire, and they'll, and they'll exchange a little bit more information. Did you take this into account? Yes, I did. And but I saw this before that happened. Something like that. And that really, really helps. Not always, Don. Not always. I can show you examples. I can show you clips where really you can't, if the ball is that close to the end line and that defender is marking an attacker who is also that close to an end line, you can't expect them not to be there. You can't expect them not to be goal side and ball side of the attacker, because they're doing a legitimate hockey thing. They're not just trying to save a goal, they're trying to mark that player. So there are often instances, not often, there are instances like that, and I can show you. Even involving the Netherlands team in India, playing India. I can remember one right off the top of my head. What is the purpose of the referral? Is it to get a second opinion or provide more info to on-field umps? That's a great question. I love this. Oh, SH, I love it, because what you've done is you've pulled a me. Because we're asking about principles. Why is something in place? Yes. Ooh, so good. Video referrals provide an opportunity for a third person who can see more angles on a play, and in better detail at lower rates of speed, and perhaps a few more times, which allow for an accurate decision to be made in that instance. So the follow-up that I know you're thinking about, SH, is it intended to be a review of the subjective decision that an umpire may have made on the pitch as to whether there was disadvantage in a certain case, or whether advantage was properly given and the players just didn't manage to make the most of it? And so I think in this sort of case, what you have at fundamental question is whose opinion, because you have to assume that information went through. Vilma's been around the block a long time. Obviously, if I umpired like 2 or 3 tournaments with her, she's been around for a while. So she's not a spring chicken. She's not inexperienced. She understands what she's evaluating here. And she would not have disregarded it, but she may have, without explaining it, we can only assume or guess. One of the options is she felt that this obstruction that occurs either wasn't obstructive enough or it wasn't disadvantageous. Nothing would have changed because the goalkeeper would not have had the opportunity to get up and make a save. She was down and out for the count no matter what. So is the video referral intended to have someone else evaluate the subjective decision that the pitch umpire has made? And I think many people would argue that no, that's not what it's for. Although there have been instances where that's definitely been the decision that's been made. Yeah, so Steven's hearkening back to that discussion with Dawn there. So hopefully that kind of explains that. What I'll do is I'll put a link to these clips in the Discord server. I'll start a thread or I'll make an Ask FHU original post. Whatever. I'll start a new OP and I will put links or actually upload the clip itself if it's small enough into there so that you guys can hear everything that's going on. And I really do apologize that you can't because it would be a lot more clear. You don't see an obstruction. Well, I think there's certainly a great deal of contact there. So the goalkeeper makes the save and the Korean attacker actually, her left leg goes over top of the goalkeeper and actually like kicks her in the head. The knee kind of, hits her on the head. So there's definitely a lot of contact. Is she obstructed from being able to get up and be able to continue to play? That's the question here. But for Imka, that's what she held in the first instance. And one of the problems with watching something on replay and in slow-mo is that it really changes how you feel about what players should have been able to do in that elapsed time. So there's the leg going over top. And hopefully we'll get back to that in a sec on this next angle. So here it comes. The leg is over top. And is it resting? Is it just a delicate little touch? The goalkeeper's head does move in reaction to contact. I doubt the goalkeeper would intentionally want to move her head without it actually have been a strike. So it's hard. And that's what Steven's saying. Sees an obstruction on the goalkeeper. Okay. Jenny! Hi, good to see you. Warm greetings to you. You agree with the free hit defense. Okay. Luke saying the referral did come from Korea, asking for a real evaluation in the shot towards the goal. Yeah, and it's really difficult. So keep this in mind that Imka was in a position that she would want to communicate that very clearly to the Korean team, but how? There's such a language barrier here. Really, really tough. And I've been in this situation where I've umpired teams where I would charm the pants off them if I'd be able to speak in all my full English words, but I don't have that opportunity. Can I charade it out? Can I say it in 3 very simple words or less? That's the only option that you have, and you lose so much meaning. Imagine trying to explain this. Okay? And this is one of the worst aspects of our international game, is that we've had to choose a language. We've had to choose one universal language. And it's not a language that everybody speaks. So if you're not either a native English speaker or someone who has a great deal of experience speaking it, you are at a disadvantage in a big situation, in a big game. If Korea had known, if they had understood exactly why Imka made that decision, would they have referred that call, or would they have saved that referral, and would that have come in handy over the next 4 minutes and changed the direction of the game at that point? Remember, it doesn't decide a game. None of these things decide a game. They just change the direction. Okay. I'm glad we're here. ASMR moment. Okay. Hi, Sean. Good to see you. Season's greetings. I hope you're wearing an ugly sweater. Let's hear it. Mike Mack. Overall analysis is that it could have been avoided if the obstruction had been blown instantly. And this is yes. So if there's anything, I appreciate how thorough Imka was in giving her instructions. I like how confidently she presented the entire situation. I appreciate how she went to her colleague and had a good conversation, that there was a lot of body language involved. They did everything that they could, but the one thing that could have avoided all of this is as if she had had better whistle timing in that moment. Because perhaps if she had blown the whistle even more quickly, that shot never would have even gone. And we wouldn't have this sliding door now open. This possibility in the universe now opening up. Because we wouldn't have known that there was a shot that would have been, that would have hit a defender in the body and had this entire thing. So, yeah. And it is possible. Faster whistles are always possible. Did the obstruction disadvantage the goalkeeper? Would she have been able to stop the shot at goal without it? And that is essentially what's the discussion here. That's the question that's in front of the pitch umpire and the video umpire, trying to clarify that. Okay? But in the moment, the pitch umpire's evaluation of the situation, understanding the pace and making the split-second decision and the distances everybody was at and all that sort of thing, that was the decision that Imka made. Okay. Oh, yes. I'll drink to that. The FH needs to change the protocols to give the VUs more than a fixed script. Yep. They can be more helpful to field umpires in advice provided, referring back to the Commonwealth Games. And I don't know if that's because many of the VUs were giving more information at the Commonwealth Games, or many of them should have been giving more information at the Commonwealth Games. But yes, I know that it's a double-edged sword, because not every video umpire excels at their verbal acuity. It's something that Ayanna McLean has definitely developed. And there's a few others who are very good at that, who just manage to kind of edge around the rules of what the script is and communicate the information that's needed. Ayanna has that seniority. She's built the reputation, and she can do that. Can umpires at this level, underneath Olympic level, can they do that? Does every umpire have that ability? And when you're trying to develop, it doesn't happen overnight. You don't just spring out of the womb and be able to talk about decisions in 10 words or less and be able to explain them clearly in a way that everybody's going to be able to pick up. So I think it's hard. It's very, very hard. But that's why I think the video umpire role, although it's great to give lots of people experience and the opportunity to develop it, you have to balance that with the need for performance. And those who are excellent at being able to explain the decisions and also just to make very good decisions and understand all the nuances and the parameters and where they should be restricted and where they shouldn't. I think we should be looking more for that. Matters if the shot's dangerous, but it's an amalgamation. Yes, thank you. Okay. Yeah, it should be all like super muddy now. It's definitely not all clear, but there you go. You think the attacker leg hits the goalkeeper's back, not her head, but it's enough for you. Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Yeah. So this was the question that came to me, and this isn't going to work by any stretch. Nope. So let me do this. I had an email, or I had a text message from a commentator who was asking whether it was in the rules that the video umpire's decision isn't necessarily followed on the field. This is 2021 pool match between Germany and Netherlands. Super intense match, like so intense. And this was the match in which Pyramid Black was carded for delay or playing the ball after the whistle because the ball popped through, penalty corner wasn't given, etc., etc. He's now back in the net. We're coming to the end of the game, and Paco's getting advice right now from Michael Pontus in the video umpiring booth that he should be calling a penalty stroke on that play. And Paco's like, I'm sorry, is this working? Is this still on? So he walks over to Dan Barstow, and Dan knows what's coming. So what he does is say, okay, so for me, and if I mischaracterize what you say, Dan, because he watches the show, I'm sorry, but he says, for me, that wasn't a penalty stroke. It was just a penalty corner because of a variety of things. And so instead of the free out, it's a penalty corner. Germany keep their referral. As it turns out, they score on this play, so it's not the determinant of anything, but it is there. And I went to the video referral regulations just to check this out. And this is from the 2022 September top tier regulations, and there's not any variation between whether it's a top tier tournament or World Cup or Olympic or anything like that. It's all the same verbiage, so I think it works. And you can see in 5.3, if a breach of the rules is observed and advised to the match umpire, it is then for the match umpire to take into account the breach in reaching his or her final decision. So the language is clear that the video umpire decision does not have to necessarily be taken. But it doesn't happen very often. Okay? And I think it's got to be very difficult. And this is one of those situations where how this applies to us when we're not video umpires and in tournaments where video umpiring is on par is when we talk to our colleague and we go to them after we've stopped time, we're going for a consultation, we say, okay, what did you see? And they come back with an answer that you're like, come again? You think what? Because you're pretty sure what the possible outcomes could be of this play, and then they give you something way out of left field. How do you deal with that? When do you stand your ground and say, I don't see any reason why I didn't see this play properly, and what you're telling me is not a vision issue. This is an interpretation of what happened in terms of advantage, disadvantage, benefit, no benefit gained, that sort of thing. And whether you're going to stick to your guns. Because we have all been in situations where our colleague has given us information, we think, well, I've come for a consultation. what was the point of consulting if I'm not even going to take their opinion into account and I'm just going to refuse it and I'm going to go off and do my own thing? It's risky. It's difficult. But sometimes in talking over with someone else, it helps you reaffirm in your mind that you went through the right steps, you applied the right principles. Keep in mind that your brain is going to actively try to fool you, okay? Because we all have a bias in our thinking that after the fact, we will change our memories of a situation in order to better reflect facts that make us and our decision look more accurate. It's not because we're assholes. It's because this is what our brains do for humans, because we weren't put out here to feel terrible about ourselves and regret everything that we decide. We're here to be able to affirm, to move on, and to be able to make better decisions in the future. So just keep that in mind. You've got those things to balance out. But as long as it's as you feel good about your recollection of the facts, and now that you've been able to talk it through, you feel confident, that may be the time that you stick with your original decision. Okay. Let's see. Luke, you thought the attacker's legs were over the top of the keeper at the time, and the keeper couldn't disentangle themselves. It's really difficult, right? Because we don't know what would have happened if that collision hadn't occurred. So, like, what do you do, right? Yeah, Steve, you don't like the diving attempt to play the ball, which will lead to a collision in any case. Yeah, the goalkeeper would have needed time to get up, even without the foot and the leg over. And it's difficult. The goalkeeper was pretty static. The collision was entirely the attacker's making. Yeah, there's that. And they both just tumble over. Well, I don't know, but like, I mean, we saw it often enough, and we can look at it many different ways. And I think the point is that in the moment, Imka looked at it in a particular way. I tried to use a fairly neutral word. You know, the two players did come into contact with each other, but come into contact doesn't seem enough either to say that. Okay. We're trading one umpire's opinion, says Mike McDowell, for another. It's not like a definitive foot or something on the... Yes, it's not a question of vision. It's a question of opinion as to disadvantage. And that's very, very difficult. And sometimes having repeated views, or maybe you see something else in a replay from a different angle that the pitch umpire couldn't see, and that would change the way you feel about disadvantage. Or maybe that's not the case at all. It's very hard. Yes, and that's the thing. Difficult. Let's see, the goalkeeper wouldn't have been able to make the save. The obstruction didn't effective enough. It's hard. Yeah, it's the danger for you that needs assessment. Yeah, I'm not at that level, and with the motion of that defender, if there hadn't been an obstruction, if the pitch umpire hadn't felt there was an obstruction in that moment, I would be giving that as a penalty stroke every day, all day. She's not trying to play the ball. She's blocking the space. She does evade. Yeah. That could have made the defender on the line unsighted for the shot. Yeah, but that doesn't... You can't cause danger for your own teammate. So the only person who could be put in danger is the one who gets struck. We're not talking about the one behind and whether one defender's actions creates the others. And you're not going to say that it's that the defender on the line who was behind was then, because of what their teammate did, made it more crowded, made it unsighted, because you can't cause danger for your own teammate. No. Steve's still feeling it. Still feeling it. Okay. Let's see where we're at. I don't want to disregard any comments, but I do feel like because of all the tech things, and it's already 1. Let's see. 913. Is 913 moot because the attacker is trying to shoot the ball in a 50-50 and not make a tackle? I'm not sure I understand. Attackers don't tackle because attackers have the ball. A tackle is by definition an attempt to dispossess a player in possession of the ball. So I'm not sure what that means. The whistle was blown after the second attacker took a shot. So that's why we discussed the timing. It wasn't before. Yeah. So again, when you're able to see the sounds, hear the sounds, you'll know. So the reasoning, Tom, is that the loss of the referral is based on whether the outcome that the team has asked for is gained, except in situations where something is spotted before the incident that's being complained about by the video umpire, who says, they're absolutely right. There was a foot, but there was a stick shield 2 seconds before that. So they don't get their result, but they don't lose their referral because they were right about the foot. Your umpiring in Spanish would be woeful. Yeah. You probably wouldn't be able to, but you can go cinco. Cinco metros. It's fairly easy. Spring out of the womb. Yeah. Hi, Bentley. One more sleep for you. Wow, you must be so excited. It's the Bruce Bale School of Video Umpiring. Yeah, thank you. Please do that. Yes, Bruce is one of those umpires who's very good at, because he's got excellent verbal acuity. It's one of the skills that he's developed in his lifetime, and it's one of his greatest strengths as an umpire. He's technically very accurate and very good at talking about it, and that's not for everybody. And you remember that play, Yop. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, I was pretty far behind. There was a video referral involving Pakistan. The field on played advantage, and Pakistan got a shot away, then wanted the VR. Field umpire told them advantage was played, and then basically instructed the video umpire not to get their PC. There you go. And you answered yes in the poll. Okay, oh, speaking of poll. Oh my God, I almost ended the stream. I saw the red button. I'm like, I should hit that. No, I should not hit that button. Okay, let's see what happens here. I gotta get that out of the way. Okay, so I worded it, or this is worded very carefully because it's really, again, I wanted to talk about this scenario to highlight the different ways, the different things that we're taking into account when we are deciding this question. And what would you take into account when you have a consultation with your colleague and they're coming out of what might be left field for you? You don't feel comfortable with the advice they're giving you, okay? Distinguish between questions of vision and questions of subjective interpretation, factors that perhaps they didn't see. And when you don't see the same things, you don't calculate things in the same way. It's very complicated. But 69% of you think that the pitch umpire can make their own decision, and I think so too. And I think we just have to be careful that pitch umpires understand, and you understand as a controlling umpire in a situation, that you're getting advice, that don't let your ego pull you into not taking a good suggestion from a good friend. You know, there was a poll. I know it's been a hot minute, hasn't it? I know 33 people were able to click on a button in a poll, but they're not able to click a thumbs up. It's the holidays. Come on. You voted no only because you thought refusing meant they were refusing. Okay, no problem. Language matters, right? It's very, very confusing. Okay. What am I going to do for the next one? Is this going to work? Okay. That doesn't work. Let's go to the replay. Oh. But the reason that we're talking about this particular scenario is because I did have a question posed to me on YouTube. Now, if you pose me a question on YouTube, I'm gonna go look at it and I'm gonna take it into account. So Spools was very interested in one of the recent live streams where we had Callum from Stickwise and one of my best friends. I'm just kidding. I just like to claim people are my best friends. Demonstrating a rather tricky penalty stroke. So you can always go back to that video and take a look at that if you want to see more of the conversation. Is this penalty stroke legal? And he asked, I mean, obviously what happened is he did a search. And he's like, how can I find out what penalty strokes are legal or not? And then, of course, FH umpires came up right at the top of search results in this video, and he watched it and he thought, yeah, but what about this play? Nations Cup final, South Africa versus Ireland, that just happened before this tournament in Valencia that we just discovered. It was a great stroke by Mustafa Kasim, but it was a shuffle and therefore double step. And did it create more of a drag flick? Spools? I got you, friend. Let's have a look at this. Okay. This was the play that led up to the penalty stroke. Okay. So I think this edit will show you the reverse. That goalkeeper gets his helmet off really fast, hey? Okay. You can watch it from this angle. You can see that there is a nibble. You really see it from behind. There's the push on the arm, knocks the player off balance. It disrupts his control of the ball. Penalty stroke, clearly the right decision. And now the goalkeeper gets to reassemble as a kit. He's playing some mind games here. He's having some words with Kasim. Kasim not having any of it because he's like a professional. And I'm very proud watching that. I think goalkeepers can try it on, but I'd like them to fail when they do nonsense like that. Okay, and this is the stroke. And maybe we can do another poll on this. Do you believe this is a drag? Yes or no? Let's make it nice and easy. Kat, I really appreciate your patience on this, since I didn't have this planned, and then everything broke. I can't believe Ecamm's broken. Can you imagine, Rupert? Can you imagine that there's a controversial penalty stroke involving Ireland in the last game before qualifying for a major tournament? There was nothing controversial about this, by the way. There was nothing controversial about that piece, penalty stroke. Easy peasology right there. Yeah, so, yeah, he got caught. The turnover was high up the field. And so the first thing that I will say, so there's the turnover in front of the center line. That means that as the supporting backside play umpire, he was too high. Luckily, it meant that he could see that play very, very well. Luckily. But yeah, it looks like that's a thing that's his jam. Yeah. Look at the front foot. Okay. Why are we looking at the front foot, Steen? Yes. David, you're the best. What was the question? I can't see the whole thing. I can only see what the leading vote is. You can't always be ahead on a breakaway at this speed. No, but if you're only 10 or 15 meters ahead of where the ball is, maybe that's the wrong choice in a top flight game, Mr. Pelmore. And I would expect you, because you've done my jam, and I've been yelling at you for, what, a year now? I would expect you to be better. Oh, Don, this is going to be fun. I hope you tell me the right thing. Essentially, that you agree with me. A drag means that you pull the ball with your stick. You see only a pushy motion happen. You can take more than one step in a penalty stroke. Ladies and gentlemen. I try to play some Christmas sounds, but apparently that just causes Ecamm to break. So, yeah. I know, but there's something for them to be mad at, right? There's always something for them to be mad at. And you got to start wondering, wait, maybe it's me. Maybe it's us. Maybe it's because we gave up the ball at the center line. And I mean, it was the right decision to make, to foul him. I would never want him to go for a run around. I'd be like, yeah, foul him. Give Fitzgerald an opportunity to make the stop. Make sure that Kasim has the opportunity to get nervous. David Hunt's sitting quietly in the back. There is a video on a penalty stroke on Hertzberger TV, and it demonstrates a similar technique as an option to take a penalty stroke. That doesn't mean that it's right. I mean, I'm a massive fan of Hertzberger TV. I used that resource heavily when I was coaching the Dinos. I'd be like, hey guys, this is how you hit a reverse tomahawk. Watch this dude. But that said, and that's absolutely correct, there is no limit to how many steps can be taken. And the language that Spools uses about there's a shuffle, which makes it a double step, which makes it a thing. To me, that's when you see something unusual, so you think it must be wrong, but you haven't actually looked at the penalty stroke rules themselves. Let's see if... Okay, good. This is working. Let's see if we can get to the penalty stroke section. Okay. So the player taking the stroke must stand behind and within playing distance of the ball before beginning the stroke. Excellent. Okay. So before beginning the stroke, behind the ball. Player defending the stroke, that's E. That's fine. The player taking the stroke must not take it until it's been blown. They must not feign to playing the ball. Taking the stroke, they must play the ball only once and must not subsequently approach. There's nothing about numbers of steps in there at all. It's just that it's not a super popular way to take penalty strokes. Personally, I always do a little crab step when I take my penalty strokes. It gives me more power. My stroke is dope. I'm happy with it. But that's not necessarily that's not how every player needs to take it. And a lot of the top players, and now I don't have a mouse, a lot of the top players don't need to do that because they have lots of upper arm strength and they can literally just muscle it around. Yeah, I don't have a mouse. I don't have a mouse. It's cool. Who needs a mouse? I'll just go back to this screen. Almost done this first glass of Prosecco. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Stefan, that there's a monkey do issue that can happen here. He first steps forward and plays the ball. Looks more like a hit, still not, though it's not a hit, than a drag flick. Yeah, so it's like if you were gonna get mad at anything here, it would be that you would say it's a hit. But you have to take into consideration that if there is distance, the player does not have to start with their stick on the ball. So there will be a motion to bring the stick into contact with the ball. It will come from back here and it will come to here. The question is whether that motion comes when the player is already on top of, in line with the ball, and there is a back swing. A back swing. Because that is required in order to take a hit. And if the ball then pings off the stick without any sustained contact after that, okay, that changes everything. Glad we're all on that page. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll in a sec, so get your votes in. All fine for you, Godders. Excellent. Don't drag me into this one. Yeah, no kidding, hey? Yeah, Pelmore, what do you gotta say about this? Of course you will. There is no discussion. This is not a drag whatsoever. But I'm glad. I'm glad that, you know, we were able to step through that. And like I said, if the question is asked, I will ask, or I will answer. And you're absolutely right, Mike. I'm gonna have to go get a refill in a sec. But first, closing the poll. I have 2 podcasts to record tonight. It's gonna be fine. Where's my result? Where's my result? There it is. Don't panic, everybody. I got this. Main. So good. Oops. Now I've lost my poll. I'm just gonna talk to myself like I'm the only person. That's not the poll result. Where did it go? Where's the poll result? Oh my gosh, you guys. Somebody's broken. And I think it's me. There you go. 87% say it's not a drag flick, and 11% do. Okay, you 11%ers. I hope that through the discussion, and especially what Dawn said, Dawn? Like, let's go yellow, okay? Let's just do it. I feel ready for this. I feel ready for this because you said exactly the way I explain it. That a drag has to be a pull motion. It's got to come from behind the body. The back foot, as you saw in the replay, never steps in front of the ball, which would then give the player the ability to pull the ball from behind, drag it through, and then on net. Okay? The reason that that is the distinguishing feature is because that allows the stroke taker to release the ball much closer to the goalkeeper, which gives them a significant advantage. Okay, that's the bright line in the sand. That is where we can say that's the cheat, and we're not going to let that happen. Being able to take a few steps to come up, being able to step far in front of the ball, being able to step in line with the ball, no, we're okay with that. But as soon as you step that back foot in front of the ball so that you're pulling it from behind, that is when you have what we see in the penalty corner drag flick motion, despite the fact that that term is not defined anywhere in the rules. That's what we're talking about. Okay? Excellent. I have to refill my glass too. Let's see what's happening. Yes, like the Ashmore. And my battery's running out? You know? Just when I think that I've got enough problems. What do you got, Yope? During a workshop from CVB, you went into the pitch with different situations and how to give your opinion. He did a little dance with his feet during a penalty stroke while starting with distance, within playing distance goal. Yep, there you go. Okay, fully on board. It has been a stream. Okay, I'm gonna go refill this. Get your AMAs ready, but I do want... I think I can show the last one on replay and it'll be not terrible. But talk amongst yourselves, because my Prosecco's in the fridge. I'm a professional, people. There's nothing wrong with this. Oh my goodness. Tell ya, 2023 better be amazing. It better be so amazing. Okay, just a little bit more. Okay. Much better. Okay, what's gonna be our last one? I'm just so distracted by everything breaking, I don't even know where we are. It's a surprise. Wait, ooh, is this diving? I can't believe. Okay, this is literally a GB men's game. Did I get any complaints from any of you on the socials about anything that happened in these games down in Argentina? No. You know why? Because you guys were all asleep when these matches were happening. I was awake watching them live. I'm texting Simon Mason going, hey, how's it like it to be have to be up really late and calling games live? I was really rude about it. So this happened. Oh, actually, this was a Dutch-Argentina game, so I take all that back. But still, you guys weren't watching these games. Okay, so this... I just kind of... Sure, we can poll this one. I'm interested in your opinions. Because I'm really not sure. That's a freeze frame of where I think the left leg of the Dutch attacker maybe gets tangled on the Argentinian defender's leg. Maybe. I know. You're right. It's a poor effort. But also I thought this whole thing was going to work a lot better. Question in the back. Okay. I will save that AMA for later. It's 124. So, Mike is giving this a 5 out of 7. Best dive ever. It's not a dive for David. Having games in Argentina at this time of night is probably biased against Asian fans. You know what it is? It's called justice. It's called Keely gets to watch a match without having to get up at the ass crack of dawn. That's what this is. And it's good. So. So for Stefan, it's a trip and not a dive. It's not a dive. You heard me. You heard me. I don't know how good this microphone picks up, but yeah. I tell ya. Better be dope. Godders, you can't tell on the Nile. But even if there is contact, it's not a foul. Tell me more, Godders. I want to hear more about what you think on this topic. For Palmore, you think it's a legit trip, leg in the forward motion that gets taken out. You can't react and try to step again at that pace. It's a trip for you. This is fun because the commentary, so the way I edited this is that there was the incident live, and then about 30 seconds later, as the really good hockey producers do, they went back to this and showed it, and Charlie and Simon were calling this, and Simon absolutely said, yeah, there's nothing there. absolutely fair play on. And in real time, I am not shading anybody for playing on in this moment either. It's when players have their hands out in front of them when they fall, that tends to be, it was Ali Baggett that told me this. She says, watch for the players. If they're super prepared for their fall, it might be because they planned it. They knew it was coming and it was there, it's there. And there's something about his hand going up in that moment that I think sets you up to start questioning what's actually going to happen here. For Godders, it looks like minor contact, but just play on. Not sure it was a dive. Dutch players makes an awful lot of the contact. You're at play on. This is good. We've got a lot of different opinions here. Pelmore, you said it, you're not sure if it's a foul necessarily. It's just, if it is, it's the most gentle whistle you can muster. That's an excellent take. Not because I necessarily agree that it should be a foul, but if you believe in this moment that there's a foul, but you're not going to react to the physical display that's being made by either player, to use a very soft whistle at this moment sends the message to everybody, hey, it's no big deal. And it has an incredibly diffusing effect on any tempers or emotions that might happen. So for Mike, his feet aren't even following the ball, and you think he might be looking for that contact. Yeah, perhaps. It's certainly, in real time especially, it really does quite look that way. Jolt Cole of Evil, hi. You really don't see where the defender could go there. The attacker ran into him, play on. That's a good point, actually. JCOE, Jaco. I'm just going to call you Jolt. Okay. You see the arm going up to avoid the body contact with the defender, but he's tripped up for you. Dutch player knows in the moment that he's likely losing the ball as he chucks it. He does chuck it a bit hard. The only option remaining is to go to ground and try to buy the foul. Yep, and I think that's clearly what was seen in the moment because it was played on, and I was certainly buying it until I took the sound out. And again, how many times have I said to y'all, just stop listening to the commentators? They're lovely, lovely human beings and sometimes extremely smart, but your view of all of these situations gets powerfully impacted by what you hear. And this has actually been a cool little nice part of this problem here with the videos not playing, that because we haven't heard their opinions of things, we're just starting from scratch. So that's really cool. Yeah, I mean, it just wasn't a great play, David, and you're absolutely right. With your 6 months of watching these shows worth of expertise, which I absolutely love. You're right. It wasn't going to his teammate. It was too far for him to pick up on the dribble. So you guys know me. I'm always going to err on the side of what did the pitch umpire call? Because when we watch things over and over and over again, we get different decisions. But the things that you've pointed out, what's the likelihood that he's actually going to catch up to that ball in real time? When you watch it in slow-mo, it looks like, oh my God, he's like right there. He could just get it, but the ball was moving away from him at pace. The point that Jolt made about how the attacker, it certainly wasn't an intentional trip breakdown. He runs across the line, but he runs out of the way. I mean, he certainly could have planted himself right there and made sure that attacker didn't get through. And then we have a totally different scenario. We have a totally different call to make. We have a penalty corner, and probably a card to give here. So, you feel he's looking for the foul, or it's an accident for you, where the free hit would go towards Argentina, if anything. Yeah, I mean, Argentina picks up the ball and they're able to play, so there's no disadvantage there. So you actually don't think he's diving, but he's also not disadvantaged. So play on. Okay, and I like that. Was I a bit clickbaity by asking you guys if this was a dive? Maybe. It's the holidays. I can clickbait if I want. Apparently, it's a really good technique to do on social media. So what did we have? Thanks for the poll, Kat, as always. Doing a fantastic job. And here we have play on for 78% of you, a free hit for the Netherlands for 17, and 4% of you believe it's a penalty corner. Thank you very much for your input, and I really appreciate you putting yourselves on the line anonymously to answer the poll. That's fantastic. Okay, I'm not going to try to go through the other two scenarios because I'm just upset that things aren't working. So I'm going to go through girlfriend's got my back. That's right. And the player doesn't even really complain. Yeah, that's true. You always look for that reaction there too. So I'm going to go through the AMAs quickly. If you have anything else you want to ask me right now, now's the time. We are in glass number 2 of Prosecco land. And there we go. So you never know, I might just answer it. AMA, crispy or crispy? This is hard. I have known Crispy for many years, right? He's not here tonight. He's not here tonight, and he could have been. It's not like he doesn't know What Up Wednesday. It's been What Up Wednesday for who knows how long. And Pelmore is. God, this is hard. This is really, really hard. And then Crispy's, he's very handy around the house. He can build stuff. I don't know if Pelmore can build anything. Can you build anything, Pelmore? Except a case for drag penalty strokes? I'm going to have to go with a tie. Because I adore them both. And they are valued members of my community. That's the worst. Oh, we already kind of addressed this, the whole tenant. I'm sorry though, but Benedict Cumberbatch, as one of the very intelligent sounding, I mean, who knows, in real life he might be a complete dolt. I doubt it. I think it's very difficult to be an excellent actor and be unintelligent. But yes, I'll take them all. They can all be my best friends. And then, why isn't the water dispenser on my fridge hooked up to Prosecco? Why is it not? Because the carbonation gets lost. That's why. If I could make a soda stream that dispensed Prosecco, I'd have a serious problem on my hands. No question. Rachel, it's on to the port. This is serious. Speaking of which, I do want to share my screenshots. You saw a preview before when I was trying to improvise, but I do want to show, I asked everybody to show up in their amazing Christmas jumpers. How English of me was that? And they came through. So we have Sebastian right here looking resplendent. That hat is sparkly, you guys. It's sparkly. It was so gorgeous. And then you've got Kat right here, and yes, her sweater lights up. It's ridiculous. So good. And then I bullied McCartney into putting on the snowman sweater, so that's great. And he's drinking a Valpolicella, which is awesome. And then this is Shane's dog in the reindeer hat. I don't know if Shane's still with us. Shane is often called away to do this thing that we call work. I've read about it on the internet. I'm still not really sure if it's real. I'm going to look for some independent corroboration. And then Mike McDowell here, literally with an inflatable snow person in his living room, right there, or his office, whatever. And then the most fabulous sweater of all, Rachel. Oh my God, this sweater, like it's got the cutouts on the shoulders. Oh my God, so cute, so cute. So thank you very much for keeping me company in my friend Sky's sweater. It made me very, very happy to see you all. And oh, and there's, wait, I missed, hang on. I'll pull these back up. I think something distracted me and I was gonna bring polos up. Yeah, I got totally distracted. And here's one more. Look at that. What a handsome devil on the slopes. I don't know what weather in which one can ski without wearing a full, like, coat, parka, goggles, helmet, all those sort of things. Like, what is this? This is not skiing. This is clearly just leisure gliding in the spring somewhere else. I don't know, but there you go. Okay. Oh, you're on holiday, but you're packing. So is it really a holiday? There you go. Okay. Let's see. You know what? I used to be addicted to Diet Coke. Back in my 30s, I was addicted to Diet Coke. I drank several a day, and I haven't really had any soda since. Once I kicked that habit and turned fully to Prosecco, I didn't need to drink any soda anymore. Thanks so much for those pictures. Those are so good. Okay. What happened here? I don't know. Look, it's really hard, okay? I really like both of you. And I don't want to get all creepy about it, so I'm not going to. But I really like the both of you. You're very nice. Okra, no okra. Okra is not a thing in my life. I'm Canadian, okay? Like, neither. I'd say no okra because I don't have this choice. Like, this just doesn't happen to me. Who has to decide about okra? Why is this a thing? What kind of world are you living in? Come on, get it together. You don't even know if it's allowed. Who knows? Oh, boy. Okay. If I was stuck on a desert island, Rachel, and I can only drink one of those three, I would have to go with red because it's the healthiest. It has the least amount of sugar, and I think it makes me cuter. But if I were to rank, I would say, just for like on a regular day, if I just want to have something wine-ish, if there's some wine in my life, I find rosé is just easy now. It's just like an easy, and as long as it's not too sweet, you can add a rosé with anything, you know? You know what? See, now my ISO is going out. I wonder if I can I move this with me? Close up of the Shure mic. There. I just don't care anymore. Okay? I just don't care. Let's see. Bright or black shoes? Bright. Go bright. Show your flair, your personality. They're hot. I love seeing bright shoes on a pitch. I remember the late Jane Nockolds. I had just become an international umpire at the very late in 2002. In 2003, I was invited to a FIH young umpires seminar development group thing. And there were 25 of us invited from all over the world, and we all went to Sydney for the Women's World Cup. There were umpires such as Adam Kearns, Raghu Prasad, Enzo Caravetta from Argentina. Oh my God, what a character he was. Lynn McAllister from Australia. David Tomlinson from New Zealand. So these were places where I met some of these folks, because I didn't umpire at any tournaments with them, but from that very strong bonding experience, we were friends for life. And we went to the pitch to watch the final day of matches, and Jane was appointed to maybe the 5th place match, which, as I spoke to her about it a few years later, she confirmed to me, she was like, I was ridiculous. I was a lot better than that. And I loved that about her. I love the fact that she was willing just to stand up and say, no, I'm a very good umpire, and I had a great performance in that tournament, and I should have been on a different match. And the thing that stuck out to me about Jane is that she had red shoes on. Bright red. And I mean, I don't know if you've met me, but I kind of like red. And I just thought, I want to be her. I want to be Jane Nockolds. And a couple years ago, as Jane's illness was progressing, I wrote her a letter. And I told her about that time, in case she had forgotten, and how much it meant to me to see a strong woman out on the pitch who didn't give any fucks. 0 fucks were given. And she was ready to show everybody that it didn't matter what she wore. What mattered was how she felt, how she presented, and how she served those players in that match. She's pretty badass. Jane, here's to you. Wow, that took a turn. Okay. See? Ask me anything. It can go anywhere. Favorite Christmas song with a Christmas heart by Luther Vandross is David Hunt's. Does not surprise me. Fantastic voice. I love it. This is hard for me because Christmas is one of those holidays I feel very conflicted about. I've talked about this before on other AMAs, other holiday shows. And really, because I am firmly in the secular camp, and I'm also in the camp of people who believe that we should feel kindness and gratitude and giving and appreciate, our families, our friends. We should be giving them presents at all kinds of times a year. The birthday that I'm most excited about isn't about somebody I haven't met, but it's my friend's birthday, my family member's birthday, and that's the day I want to celebrate them. So everybody else's birthdays are Christmases for me. Growing up, I was in a choir in school. As you can tell, I have a fantastic singing voice. And I mean, obviously Christmas performances were a big part of what we did. And I sang second alto. I was the chair of the second altos. The most difficult part of the choir, because you weren't the top note, you weren't the bottom note of the altos, you were in the middle. Very difficult to find your note in a 3-part harmony. But my favorite song was "O Holy Night." Even though I believed nothing about what I was singing, the melody of that song is just perfect. So there you go. That's my favorite Christmas song. So you think Rachel wins the party. That's super fair. Super, super fair. Your picture's missing. Oh, with your... Sorry. I could probably find it. I'm a terrible human. I'm sorry, Steve. You know I adore you. For Stefan, famous Christmas songs. Stop the Cavalry. Oh! Pogues. Pogues. I forgot. That's my other favorite Christmas song. Yeah. Because they're drunk. The video, they're just... It's so well done. And Kirsty... Somebody Google this. Put it in the comments. Looks like Kat has enabled the Q&A option on YouTube. Yes, I know, right? That's good. There you go. I loved that outfit, William. Absolutely loved it. Okay, I can't see. Which emojis are those? Oh, dogs or cats? I've done a lot of dog sitting in my time. I had a dog when I was a child. I love dogs, but they are a lot of work. And I have a lot of respect for cats, you know? My favorite part about meeting cats is ignoring them. I love walking in a room and seeing a nice looking cat and just be going, and promptly looking away. And within 5 minutes, they are all up in this. They are like, hi, can we be friends? And I'm like, I don't think so. If you are a cat to a cat, they're like, you're my people. You're my cat. But still, if I were to pick one, it would be a dog. Ochre is slimy. Okay, I'm there. It was great to have you, Godders, as always. I am so appreciative I'm so appreciative that I know you, that I can learn from you, that we learn from each other, and of all the things that you have brought to the FH Umpires community over the last several years. Thank you, Godders. Keep being awesome, and we will see you in the new year, for sure. There you go. Good to see you, Stain. I don't like to hear these things. You know? Do I need to hear fun facts about how old I am? Yeah, exactly. Quiet. There you go. Yeah, okay. Noted. Mr. Denman, again for the people in the back. No speaking of being young. You might switch over to your... Yes. Yes, Rachel. Oh my God. Please, and take a picture. I would love to see you in pink shoes. You wear what's comfortable. You wear what makes you feel good. It's the only place you get to exert yourselves. And I just find it so funny in the States. It's like, wow, we can't even have white decorations on our black umpiring shoes. And I'm like, that's some bullshit from other sports. That's just... Years ago, you got marked down on assessment for wearing bright shoes. Yeah. Next time you umpired with that assessor, you wore even brighter shoes.
How you like that?
That is what I'm talking about. You wear what you... Don't worry. You're going to need to wear lots of shoes over your years. Just wear this out. But the next time, if you feel yourself drawn to bright shoes, if you don't. Like, it's not... But if it jives with your personality, I like wearing shoes that match my outfit. I'm like that. So I like playing shoes that match my playing uniform, that have red and white and black and maybe some gray in them. They're hard to find these days. I need those Osakas. Those are going to be my next ones. Now that it looks like I'm going to keep playing, I can buy new shoes. But you know, with umpiring, you can find some. I bought the Gray's fluorescent green ones, and I loved them. But they were the wrong size, so I had to give them to somebody else. Bright, luminous orange Adidas. There you go. Yeah, but you're the piano man. That fits for you. Yeah, patent leather is not. It doesn't work for us. You're a choir captain at your all-girl Catholic school choir. Ask me how surprised I am. Absolutely none. Hi, Andrew. You caught up on double speed. Good play. Good life choice. If I could add a mandatory experimental rule for next season and delete out one rule, oh my god. It's not that I don't like, sorry, that must have been the longest pause. I am not a person who's afraid of silence on a live stream. I'm not. But it's not that there's any rule that I dislike. The principle behind everything that's in the rule book for me generally makes sense. It's how it's written. And I do a lot of work mentally to figure out what that sort of thing means. If there was a guidance that I would take away, it's that umpires can't give personal penalties inside the 23 or inside the circle without giving the team penalty upgrade. I hate that. I hate that guidance. I want that gone. It was an effective management tool. It gave umpires the ability to address a behavior that didn't have the corresponding high impact on the play that would necessitate that team penalty. So that's the one. That's the one that I would change right there. Took me a couple seconds, but I found one. And it's not really a rule. It's a standard of practice. It's a standard of umpiring. And I will rail against that every day of the week. Yeah, of course it's hockey shoes. Come on. Alto is the hardest part, you can confirm. Nope, disagree. Disagree. How can you tell when an alto is trying to break into your house? They can't find the key and they don't know where to come. That's an authentic joke. That's not a pun. I'll take it. Yeah, it's a beautiful song. Thank you. Don, whistle of preference. Oh boy. Don's a little new to our community, so I'm just going to kick back. Fox 40 Classic or something else? And why? Opening a can of worms. No, I don't have to rant about this. I can let you all do it for me. Oh, good to see you, Ryan. Hope you're doing well. You've probably just gotten up. It's probably about 7 in the morning for you. So, greetings. Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing well. And yes, those sockers are beautiful. I'll link you on the Discord. I don't know. Everybody's just sitting back and going, This is great. Don. I'll wait until somebody responds. Jolt. What's my favorite Christmas film and why is it Die Hard? I love questions like that. I like, one of the reasons I love the Harry Potter series so much was the way that each book was a school year. There was something very beautiful about the tempo of going from showing up at the beginning of the fall semester and then the Christmas holiday was there involved. And when you got to the end, when you got to the 7th and the 7th book, the 7A and the 7B books, and how the notion of the holidays turns into this expulsion, this where they're just expelled from their community, and they're out in the middle of literally nowhere and no when, in a way, just teleporting about the countryside, and they don't even know where they are just because they're trying to stay safe. And I really thought that was an interesting play. So I guess, actually, if I were to say my favorite Christmas film would be that portion of every one of the HPs. Isn't that weird? Did I blow somebody's mind? I don't know. And somebody's sad. There you go. Lockie, good to see you. Also, 7 a.m. Good to have you. And more votes for Die Hard. Yep. No. No, just don't. Just don't. Oh boy. Yeah, since you have been banned, you can't talk about it anymore, Kat. That's just terrible. Okay. Only Die Hard 1 and 2 are Christmas movies, but you love Actually. But Love Actually. You love Love Actually, probably, is what you meant to say. Look, I could give a silly off-the-cuff answer, but that's a very serious thing. Somebody's gonna clip this and put it on the internet, and then somebody on the rules committee is gonna be really mad at me in a few days if I say the wrong thing. It's a good trick. You've got black shoes to match with your pants. I know, but come on. I love all rules. No, I don't. I actually I don't know. There's something about them that I love talking about the rules, but it's what they do to create amazing hockey, right? There's some people who you can tell by the way they talk about umpiring that what they're into is the ability to take charge, to say no, to blow the whistle and punish. And it's a very sort of authoritarian way of looking at things. What I love about our rules of hockey, and Kat, last week in the server and in the local, we were talking about this, and you went on a beautiful rant about how much sense the rules make. And that is also how I feel, that they make sense, and they make what we have in front of us, which is this incredibly beautiful, evolving, changing, creative spectacle of not just athleticism, but intelligence. And it's this incredible marriage of the two. I think that our top level hockey players and our not so top level hockey players are some of the smartest athletes in the world, because you just can't be good at this game if you're not smart. You really have to understand stuff, and you got to think and analyze and test and yeah, so it's not that I love the rules themselves. I love what we make from them if we approach them the right way, which is great hockey. Is there anything that needs to be said for bringing out the bully? There is, Rupert. No. I love arguing with Matt and John about this. If you don't know, Rupert is probably referring to the fine folks at the Reverse Stick podcast. They've been going for, 300 and something episodes now? 200 and something? I don't know, I've lost track. I've listened to every one of their episodes. Every one of them. It's a lot of their voices in my ears. Wow, that's scary. And one of they're traditionalists. They're Australian traditionalists about the game. And they love the bully. And they want it back. And they don't just want to see bullies that take the place of the center pass. They want to see the old school Hockey 1, Hockey 2, Hockey 3 stuff. And I just dislike them. It's so much rule for so little impact. Who cares who starts with the ball? It really doesn't matter. And that's okay. There you go. There's the rule that I hate. I hate bullies. I just think they shouldn't exist. Possession arrow. Just make it easier. Have a possession arrow like they do in basketball, even though I don't love that rule either. It's still better than a bully because possession is just not like it goes back and forth so much. Do we need to restart me with a bully? Oh, it's 10 a.m. Oh, I was really wrong on that. I was close. Here we go, Rupert. Fox 40 every day of the week, twice on Sundays. Because I'm just pressing random buttons.
Squirrel!
Yeah. The dual chamber nature, they're tuned separately. So what you get when you blow through a Fox 40 Classic isn't just a singular tone. You actually get the richness of two different tones. And the manner in which you can control those tones is just something that you don't find in every other whistle, including the other Fox 40 whistles. And this might be why the fine people at Fox 40 haven't sponsored FH Umpires yet. Hi, if you're interested in sponsoring the FH Umpires community, please contact me at heywwe'redope@fhumpires.com. Because I talk badly about all the rest of the whistles because I hate them. The Pearl is just this, it's just this soft, mealy non-entity. The Mini is shrill and thin. The Sonic is rude and can't be manipulated in the same way. Don't even start talking to me about other brands. And if you've got a Fox 40 and it doesn't seem this amazing piece of art, it's because you bought it from Amazon and it's a counterfeit. Fox 40 is a proud Canadian brand. And it's good. What's the deal with the whistle? You just found out, sir. You just found out. It's our most important tool because it's as important as our facial expressions, about the words that come out of our mouth, the way that we signal, the way that we move on the pitch. It is a part of us and the way that we perform, the way that we communicate, the way that we alleviate doubts, the way we inspire confidence, the way we resolve disputes, the way that we keep people safe. That's what a whistle is. It's everything. And it's gotta be a Fox 40. How would you not sponsor this? Really? Come on, fam.
How you like that?
To tap the back of their sticks together? That doesn't make it any better. It's still terrible, Andrew. It's still terrible. No. Rachel, of course it's a Fox 40 for you, because you've been with me. Thunder by your quest. Are they insane? Who would request that? Yeah. It's called The Whistle for a reason. It's one. That's an excellent stab, moderator. Way to get the link in there. And yes. I think that's in my product description because that's how I roll. You have a Fox 40 and an Acme Thunder, and you like both. The Acme is bigger. The finger attachment. So, the one thing that I will say without being a total asshole about it is finger attachments or anything that attach the whistle to your hand, consider whether you're actually better served by your whistle being loose. Now, I know that's a scary thing. You're like, oh my God, I might drop it. Well, whatever. Then just pick it up. Blow on it, you'll be fine. Just blow the little germs off. It'll also strengthen your immune system. But in about 2004, maybe it was 2006, I was at the Cal Cup and I was being umpire managed by one Ray O'Connor, Irish legend. And back then we didn't have the self-pass, and advantage was very much a, you need to wait to find out what would happen. Okay, because honestly, like, the alternative usually was pretty shit. Stopping the play was bad, and I wasn't good at waiting. I really liked blowing things fast. And so Ray O'Connor taught me to switch my whistle hand from my right hand, which is my dominant hand. And he told me, okay, you're going to go out in this next game in the super division of the Cal Cup, not a small deal, but not an international match. And you're going to go out and you're going to hold the whistle for the whole game in your left hand, because it's going to F you up. And he wasn't wrong. I was, hitting myself in the lip, and it forced me to not be able to blow my whistle as quickly. That was then. That is not the approach now. Like, let's not get it twisted. That's not what I'm advocating. But what it did teach me is that using your different hands for your whistle is an important skill that you could use for different reasons. And now I advocate having your whistle in the hand that frees up your attacking arm, so that you can make quicker decisions to deal the attack, either the quick free push, free hit if you're playing outdoor, that they need, or to be able to actually, oh no, I don't need that, and understand that there's advantage. And then when the ball changes possession, I switch my whistle hand, and I switch, and I switch. Being able to whistle and signal at the same time is very effective. And then leaving your whistle in the mouth, and then maybe making an ancillary signal or whatever you need to do. Having your whistle in your mouth while the play is in your circle is really good for timing, because this is never going to be fast enough for all the things that are happening out there. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that thought. I have talked about this on other live streams, and I can talk about whistle hands for days, which makes me super sexy and amazing. Okay, it's weird. Thank you. I appreciate that, Mr. Mewis. You love bright shoes, but it doesn't matter when you have kickers. But you can, oh my God, the versatility and the range of options for goalkeepers and attiring themselves, you've got it made. It's a complete drop. Okay, I've got a friend. I went out for dinner with her on Sunday. She now lives in Wisconsin, of all places, but she played for the Canadian women indoor in goal, and she played Dinos in Alberta and was the executive director of Field Hockey Alberta for a long time. Her name is Burgundy Boletsky. Enraged Glass of Milk, I believe, is one of her Instagram tags. Go look, because if you want to see somebody who really understands the power of dressing themselves as a goalkeeper, she does. She's amazing. Go follow her. And I'm envious. Yeah, don't. Just don't. Don't take Stefan's word for it. Get yourself a proper whistle. Ha! And that's the thing. Immediately I know if somebody's using something other than a Fox 40 Classic. Because I'm like, that's not... What? Are they... What? Are they mad? Is that a different pitch? Is that a different sport? Is that... Yeah, just don't use it. That's the answer. If you get in trouble on the roadside, I think a Fox 40 Sonic would be very appropriate. If you were umpiring India versus Pakistan in either one of those two countries, you might need the extra 4 decibels that you get over a Fox 40 Classic. I've seen the ratings. The Dolphin whistle, DAUPHIN, has a few more decibels. So if you are umpiring in very loud stadiums with thousands and thousands of fans banging drums and setting off flares and singing songs and going nuts, I can see why those extra decibels might come in handy. But otherwise, Lockie had the experience too. There you go. Epic. Oh, those are terrible. Ooh, don't screenshot that face I just made. That was terrible. You've been looking for a new set of cards, oval red cards, because when you hold the bottom of the oval and you hold it up, it still looks like a circle. Because your hand actually covers part of the circle, part of the oval. It really doesn't matter. It's the roundedness. It's okay. As long as it's not a rectangle and it looks like a square, which for people who have difficulty distinguishing colors would then look like potentially a yellow card to them. You don't want that. I get it. Yeah, I think they were. I mean, obviously they were already Canadian, so they were dope. And then a second alto that learned how to play both the piccolo and snare drum in marching band, and like Dungeons and Dragons when they were younger, had an Apple IIe computer. All those things must be true to make them as cool as me. Yes. They sound like different sports. This is a great conversation we're having. What is hockey appropriate? You don't see a lot of umpires use the finger attachment. Yeah. Ryan? Come here. Ryan? Good to see you, Mr. Pelmore. Thank you. I hope you stuck around long enough for me to say hello, or say goodbye. Is it because I'm not saying nice things about you anymore, so you're bored? Just kidding. I don't think they are. My understanding is that they're inauthentic. Oh, maybe a decathlon? Maybe they're okay, but yeah, because Decathlon probably has a reseller agreement. I would check them. The answer to this question, Lockie, didn't know the Fox 40 were Canadian. Is that why they're so good? Yes, obviously. Wow. I'm on to whistle reviews. Does anybody know if the live stream time's out? Oh boy. Okay, we're going. This is what happens on the holiday stream. I just keep streaming until everybody leaves and there's like me and Kat and nobody else watching and Kat's asleep. That's how it works. Of course she does. That's because Montana and Bentley have amazing taste. Yeah. Okay. And that can make it difficult, but still, it's like, if a random whistle comes out, you know it's not the umpire. There you go. You've dropped your whistle many times, but only caught Corona once, Kat. Twice for me. Yeah, they're fake. And then you got the whistle. Very different. Yeah, be very careful. And it's just Amazon, right? Sorry. Shh. We are not speaking about that. They don't sell proper cards. Well, Dawn? Kat has the answer for you. Where do you find proper cards? And you get a discount if you're a Yellow member. They ship from Spain. Drop your wetzel and strengthen your immune system. Look, I'm here to help. Okay, there you go. And now you know too, David. I mean, there's just so much. Is the Fox 40 logo on your mic? Okay, now this is fun because my logo, the brand, I can't remember how it. Okay. Is that working? Cable didn't work. Where's my sound? Ecamm mic. Hi. Hi. Should be working now. What? Yes? Sound? No? No? Yes? Come on. Yeah, I don't have XLR. Yes. Okay, it's working. Oh. I can't believe you guys actually stick around. Okay, so you're not wrong. Except here's the rub. I used to use this mic. David will understand exactly what I'm talking about because he is not only a fantastic musician, but a very experienced live streamer. So I'm using the Shure MV7, which has both a USB and an XLR connection. I'd show you, but then I'd disconnect myself again, and that would be terrible. And I did have a Rodecaster Pro that was the audio interface, and so I would plug this into the Rodecaster Pro, and I had all the sound pads on there. And then I decided to try the USB connection, and I did a sound test, David, on the Ecamm Live Facebook group. Back when I still liked Facebook. I didn't ever really like Facebook, but I was still on there. And everybody said that the USB setup that I'd done inside the Motive software sounded better than the RCP. So I was like, okay, bye, bitch. And I sold the Rodecaster Pro because it was a big piece of equipment. Cost like 700 something moose dollars. Not insignificant at all. And it wasn't actually making my life any better. It wasn't making your lives better. You're the most important thing here, so why would I? No, you shouldn't lie to tell me it's not working again, Stephen, because life is torture. Thanks, everybody. Finally! My favorite wrestler. Obviously. What was that on the yellows? Okay, what? I have to say all that again? I was so insightful the first time. I can never replicate that performance. But what if I told you that I do, in fact, have quarter yellow cards? If you look in the shop and you can't see them, tell me because I've screwed something up. They are available. And you're happier with the RCP too. You know, of all the people, David, that I've read, you know, inside the community, and I know like Alec has got it on lock and everybody's going to take his course and that sort of thing, but it seemed like it was really hard for people to pick up at the beginning. So no, I don't like that. Yeah, as an audio tech. Yoop, are we going to talk about your audio techness? We are. There's so much to learn about you. So exciting. And Steven as well, more of a live sound engineer and a bassist. You just bring an SM57. I've heard great things about the SM57 as well. This is a great conversation. I don't care if there's 3 people still watching. I am enjoying myself, and that's the important thing. Any more AMAs? I probably should wrap this up at some point. Okay, the picture's in the shop. Okay, so that means that I don't have the quarter product enabled. Huh. Oh, and now we're arguing about the 57s or the 58s. Boom, it's a Shure throwdown, bitches. We're getting... Oh, I should stop swearing. I don't want to get taken down by YouTube. When I tell them that it's okay to monetize me because I don't have any swearing or controversial topics on my broadcast, I should probably be true to that. Yes, So this is, Stefan, this is the mic that David will know that our mentor, Doc Rock, recommends to be the backup. So just have a 2QU sitting around because it's inexpensive and sturdy, and yeah, it'll be there if you need it. Okay, so about the whistle and the logo. Oh, that story was really good. Okay, I'll tell it again. So Fox, when I was ordering the custom whistles with my logo on it, at one time I had an older looking logo. And the sales rep at Fox was like, can we help you with your logo? And I was like, sure. I'm obviously a Prosecco expert, but I am not a graphic design person. So I think I would be very appreciative of any help you can provide. They gave me this logo and I said, so I can use this for my business, like everywhere. You're cool with that? And they're like, yeah, take it. Just don't ever put a P whistle on our beautiful Fox. And I was like, okay, sounds good to me. And why they aren't sponsoring me, I just don't understand. So there you go. That's the story about why Fox 40 is going to offer me a sponsorship in 2023. Ladies and gentlemen.
Drop!
Okay. Yeah, different grill. Okay. See, now we got some super nerding out going on, and I really appreciate that. It is a great logo. Like, I'm not mad. I wasn't ever really a branding expert, but what it started out though, Lockie, is when back before you were born, and this includes Yoop as well. Cat was 4. Oh, man. The FH Umpires logo started out orange and blue because I liked the color combination. And then in a hot minute, I was like, wait a minute. That's Dutch. I can't do that. I gotta go red. So that was part of the whole redesign that I did maybe a year into FH Umpire's existence. And it's been this Fox whistle ever since. And that is the story of FH Umpire's past. And you have both. You have a Beta, SM58 Beta? Is that a thing? You can have a Beta microphone? I thought Betas were for software. There you go. Okay. Last call. Last call for AMAs or microphone talk. I'm not here, like, I'm not mad at you. If you guys want to talk about mics, I'm here for that. David, I have to make sure that in about 3 hours, I can record the Creators Pod with Alec and Dina and Rob and Rich and Michelle. And we're doing our end of year things. Can we take tech class into the local? Yes, we can. Oh, Beta Super Cardioid versus... Okay, this is good. But Mike wants this in the local. I think David would have to join the server. I don't know if he does. Do I still have the first logo? Sure I do. I'm a total tech hoarder. I will post it in the server for you. Just for you. Oh, hi Ian. Good to see you. I don't know how much of this show you've witnessed. It's been an epic one. It's been perfect. You can all sit in the corner and discuss equipment. Yes, you can all go into your own little voice channel and talk about mics. Anyway, Ian, good to see you. Thank you for your support over the years. You've been around for a very long time, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you. And I'm glad you're here. Breakfast at Horton's or Tiffany's? Tiffany's. You're alive, but just. Okay, cool. All right. I guess we'll head into the voice channel. Like, let's go into the local. If you're not a member of the server yet, I don't know, like, are you living under a rock? But just in case you need it. See, Kat, I can do that too. Pop into the server, come into the local, wish everybody some happy holidays. Keep drinking Prosecco with me. I'm going to make some popcorn because I need something to absorb all the Prosecco. And thanks for sticking around. It's been one of those shows. It seemed to all be working out last night and then didn't work out today. I will figure out what's wrong. I have 2 weeks. We are not going to be live next week. I am going to do a watch party though, because I'll miss you guys too much if we don't do something together. That's for Yellow members. So join Yellow. And preparations are well underway for EHL, Amsterdam, the Feaster, VHL weekend. I've decided I'm just going to put FH in front of all those things. I have booked my travel. I'm very excited. And I'm going to rent a car when I'm in the UK, and it's going to be manual, and I'm going to drive around in a manual transmission. Let's talk about that in the local and how great it's going to be. Thank you so much, Ali. Thank you for saying that. And I'm so glad you're around. Oh no, this is not even. Not even. Mike hasn't been around long enough to know that this is not a record, but it's a pretty good one. Oh, your last day of work, but make it a good one, Lockie, and then go watch a whole bunch. And yes, we'll see you around, Rachel. We'll see you in the server. It'll be great. And thank you, William, for sticking around and hanging out with us and joining in and all that kind of stuff. Watch party on holiday sounds great. Okay. And it was eventful. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Happy holidays. Be awesome to yourselves. Be awesome to your people. And we'll see you in 2023.